Thank you, Pam. So let's just start with the, checking in with ourselves and getting quiet and sort of leaving what's past behind us and any anticipation of the future, either this half hour or beyond. And let your attention come into being here for these moments, kind of landing. And we use the body, to come into the mindfulness process so that when we want to be present, the body exists in present time and all the systems of the body exist in present time. So we use our senses when we want to get present. The feeling of the body against a surface, whatever we might be smelling or hearing or seeing if our eyes are open, or behind our eyelids if they're closed. So just as I'm talking, kind of use your soft attention to just get yourself here into this moment. The mind tends to want to be in the future or the past. And so we have this beautiful body to keep us in the present moment. So just use it as I'm talking. So I just want to talk about a couple of things before I share with you this sort of activating process that we can do together. It's called the Ha breath, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we can all do it because I want to engage the body in some way in this process as we are really using our collective forces to affect the election, especially now we're in this, the final days. And so we'll be doing some of that, but initially I want to work with grounding, and I'll talk a little bit about why that's important. So the couple of things that I just want to say before I share what this process is, and while I'm talking, you can open your eyes or close them, but just let your attention continue to rest in this moment. So hearing what you hear, just being in your body as much as you can and coming in. So I was thinking the other day, I was remembering that in Japanese, when the word crisis is written in kanji, they use those characters. And when you write the word crisis, you use the character for danger and the character for opportunity in order to express the word crisis, which I think is so perfect and so interesting that it's written into the language. But it's really what we're doing. We're taking what is a very chaotic, I don't even know what to call it, period of unrest and just this chaos that we're in. And we're finding ways to anchor the energy, ways to transmute the energy. So we're finding the opportunities together in how to meet this experience that we're in. So I just want us to keep that in mind today and always, that, otherwise we just have suffering if we're not thinking about what are the opportunities here, how can I use this experience to move forward individually, collectively. Then if we don't do that and find opportunity and hardship, then we just have the hardship and the suffering. And that doesn't seem to me like it's aligned with what the universal principle would be. So I love this idea that it's written into the Japanese language. Opportunity is part of the word crisis. So danger and opportunity. The other thing, I want to talk just a little bit about resilience, because I think also what we're doing, because we've been really putting our energy forward and envisioning, and I said this last time that we met, the process of coming back in and anchoring down into the body is so critical for a couple of reasons. One is when we're anchored in the body and in this present moment and in our experience of our direct experience of our body in a grounded way, then we engage from that place. And so it's a very different kind of engagement than an engagement of when you are depleted and constantly putting out or in reactivity. So we want to have the universe operates in pulses, right? So we have this pulse of engagement, of action, of envisioning. We want to have the other pulse coming in, staying grounded, resourcing, filling up our own cup. So when we reach in there to engage, whether it's energetic activism like we're doing, or it's registering voters, it's physical, tangible action, that we're reaching in and there's some place for reaching and bringing forward, that it's not this dry depleted place. So this process of grounding is, for me, in the work that we're doing, a critical piece that we can't overlook. And so um, so I think today and then the next two, I will probably just keep doing these things where we bring our energy down into the body so that we anchor. Which is the other reason of being grounded, is that we're doing this beautiful work out here and we want to be anchors and vessels for that kind of light and that kind of action. So that requires being connected to the body. So this idea of resilience is the notion that it's like the speed at which we kind of recover when we have an adverse experience. It's the rapidity with which we can move through and kind of come back to baseline. And so we all have different abilities in terms of that, and some of us are naturally more resilient. Some people have trauma, and so that affects the level of ability to be resilient. I can be resilient in one situation and not in another. So there are all kinds of factors. But if we don't build our resiliency, which is our sort of ability to process and move through the chaos that we're experiencing, and sort of respond and react to it in a way that we come back. So we touch into it and we come back. That builds our resiliency. And so these things that I want to show you, like we did last time, and then this ha breath that I'm going to show you today, are ways of just building our energy, ways of grounding into our own bodies. And I'll show you some other things next time too. Because that part of the process just feels really important to me. So again, finding your breath while I'm talking, sitting your butt down in your seat. So this process is continuous and gentle and like, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm sitting, or whatever you're doing. Looks like people are sitting, and just finding your way. And if we don't do this piece of building our resiliency and coming back to grounding, all that reactivity that we're all getting that we can easily get hooked into becomes toxic to the body and to the body systems. And so we don't want to toxify ourselves with this. So this is sort of the pulse of like action outward and then settling and coming in. So we want to be embodied in our relationship to that pulse, right? See if there's anything else I wanted to say before I move on. So let the breath just be a little bit longer if you'd like, just to, again, I like to think of this as like I'm saying hello to myself. Here I am, hearing the sounds I hear, feeling this breath come into my body, hearing the bird outside. Good. Okay, so if you are interested and want to learn this, I learned this when I took a polarity therapy class a long time ago. And this, I'm going to have to take the earbuds out so you guys can see me. But I'm going to take this out. I think you'll be able to hear me. So if you stand up, I want to engage the body if you're willing. And if you're not, I'm going to adapt it to sitting in some way. Oh, and I wanted to show you this before I share this with you. So the idea with the ha breath is that we're generating our energy and it comes out the mouth, okay? But the whole body is going to be engaged, you'll see. But I pulled this Tarot, Mother Peace Tarot card because I just think it's so beautiful in terms of, see how the blue is coming out of the mouth and the throat chakra is really activated and alive. There's a lot of energy in this card. It's the Shaman of Swords. So I just wanted to share that with you just as an image. I just think it's beautiful and sort of holds the energy of what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I take those out and I speak, can you hear me? Yay. All right, so the ha breath, if people want to stand, get your bodies moving. So this is part of it, is anchoring into the body. So I will say, do I have to shout like this? Okay.
No.
I will say if you have any knee stuff, then you want to be aware of that when we do this. But I'm going to show it to you, and it's full. I don't know if you can even see my knees. But I'm going to end up coming down in my, like with my knees bent. But if you can't bend your knees, don't, you know, if you can't put that kind of pressure, don't do that. And just do the upper body part of it. So I'll do the whole thing first. You clasp your hands up. Get your feet just so you can really feel the feet, your feet on the ground. Your legs are further than your hips, so you go out at an angle. Okay. Feel those feet. Your hands go up. You lean back. Ha! And when you come down, your hands go through your legs. So you go up, breathe in, ha! And then you come up. Arms up, lean back, breathe in, ha! If you're sitting and you can't get up or you don't want to or whatever, you can work with the breath. So this sounding, you want to bring your energy down into your belly when you breathe in. If you're just going to sit, ha! And just let the sound come out. So you're activating this core up and out. So it's a way of like raising your energy in your body and then sending it out.
Are you breathing in through your mouth or nose?
You don't have to get up.
Hello?
But just
Fine.
play with the vocal part of it. So let's do it a few more
Are
times.
you?
So when you do this, you want your energy in your legs. So you want to feel your legs. Hands up. Breath, lean back. Ha! Breath in, go down. Ha! Up again, let's do two more. Ha! Ha! And just do it at your own pace. So just stand and notice what you notice. Just check in. Check in with your legs. Notice what's happening in your heart rate, if it's elevated. Is there heat? Just sort of check in with yourself. So you can stay in the standing position if you want. You can sit back down. Any comments for a moment just about that? How was that? Anybody want to say?
Bree had a question about whether or not you were breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Yes, in through my nose. Ha! Yeah. Good question. Yeah. How does that feel to do that?
Energizing.
Energizing. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Lovely feeling.
Feels like I would need more practice. Like I want to go do it later when I have more space and just keep.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And it's, you know, when you engage the body, it's so personal for one thing. So also we're all here, and maybe when you're alone, you might have feel a little more freedom, but it engages the energy. It raises your energy. And then this feeling of, you know, out through the breath. So we're going to play around a little bit with the breath and envisioning outcome of the election and what we're doing. So again, just sort of feel the energy that's built. If that's what you've experienced, just feel yourself sitting again or being in your present experience. You can close your eyes if you want to, but you don't have to. And so as we sit here, coming down from the sound we were making and the action, just like in the card, let your energy when you breathe in come in through your nose and if it's more natural for you to breathe in through the mouth and out, that's okay. So just sort of find this is really about listening to yourself. So find what feels comfortable to you. And I love this idea because in our country, blue is democratic. So let this blue, in whatever way that looks to you, allow the blue wave to come out. You can sound when you breathe in and then breathe out. If you want to, can be quiet. And just begin to envision the lines of voters all around the country, standing in lines to vote. And this blue sensibility kind of coming over them, people who are undecided. And just allow this blueness to sort of be part of the line, surrounding, enveloping, influencing, so that when it's their turn, see them coloring ovals and ovals and ovals and ovals next to Joe Biden, Joseph R. Biden. See those ovals getting colored in next to his name over and over again, all across the country. Peaceful lines of voters moving through the process with ease, excitement to use their voice. Through their pen. See people coloring in next to Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. So we take the Senate. And keeping your body, your awareness of your body here too, softly, sitting back, sitting down on whatever you're sitting on. So we anchor the vision. Imagine now that we're at November 3rd, which is just days away. Watching a map of the United States get filled in. And see blue, see the states pop up in blue. See Texas, blue. Wisconsin, blue. Florida, blue. Ohio, blue. North Carolina, blue. Just see it happening. Pennsylvania, blue. Michigan, blue. And just see the map filling in. Georgia, blue. As we watch this blue wave come across our country, seeing the map filled in, state by state. Take a nice breath in. See and feel the celebrations that we're having as we watch this process happen. Just feeling what it is we will feel, feeling the spirit of successfully navigating this time, using our effort and our energy in all the ways that we can, energetically, physically, tangibly. Seeing goodwill among the people in our country, celebration, activation, mutual respect, justice. And I'm going to borrow someone's image from another one of our gatherings that I really loved, and I've been thinking about it every day since. I don't even remember who said it, but that it's January 20th or whichever the date is for Inauguration Day. And just being there, seeing Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, seeing the stage filled with cheering, the audience, people that you're with, that the day has come. Just look around and feel that. Really let that in. Let that image be palpable. See it, allow it, welcome it. See him waving, smiling. See Kamala waving, smiling, accepting the inauguration happening. And feel in your body that sense of just leaning back. And seeing this happen for our country. This change for which we are so desperate and ready. For which we've made these beautiful efforts together and individually. And maybe in our last few minutes, I'd like to just open the visioning, if anybody has anything they want to say for sort of what they see as we anchor justice in our country again. So one of the images that I have is, and I've shared this before in other places, but I have this image of the earth. So this isn't just about the United States, but it includes us and all of us. In my lap, our beautiful earth, planet we rely on, just in our lap, this blue, green, with my arms around, feeling the aliveness of the earth, people in harmony on the earth. Our country, again, leading the way, or for the first time really, in these ideas and practices of justice, harmony, mutual respect.